What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and I'm gonna show off a deck that I've been playing a lot, but I've been like tweaking some cards in and out, and so I have added one Kaiku and one Spirit Reaper to the list. I've dropped a Jar of Green, I dropped Torrential Tribute, and I'm thinking about dropping the Book of Moon, and I dropped one Spy in the deck. But we're gonna do a card for card to see what the deck is. Y'all tell me in the comments what you think about it. I mean, it's pretty standard, but it's got a few texts in there in the side deck, maybe. I don't really know. Cyberstein is a pretty, it really shits on Monster Gate decks, Cyberstein does, and the list is just pretty clutch. So we're going to go card by card to show you what it is. BLS, standard, Breaker, standard, double Chaos Sorcerer, okay? You could play 2 to 3 of this card. I haven't seen someone play 3 in a very long time, but I used to play 3 of it. I mean, if you have to throw like a merchant in or something, maybe a DD Warrior Lady, maybe you could put 3 of this in, but I like it at 2. All right, Dekochi at 2. So a lot of people play 3 of this card because it is a very good card, but I think the train is pretty good at 2, so I like the 2. Now, Gravekeeper Spy is another card that people run 3 of. People run none, and people run 2. I've been liking 2, even though I do see it a lot, double in my hand, and it kind of like is just a 2,000 wall that won't do anything once you see the other one. So I guess I could bump this up to 3, and it does perform well when it performs well, but I don't know. So that's a card I should probably be playing 3 of. Okay, on to the next one. 1 Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. This card shits on a lot of decks. It shits on zombies. It shits on Chaos decks. It shits on Monster Gate decks, Reasoning decks, because they can't banish shit. What they need to banish for the Luster and shit, so it does do well there. Triple Magician of Faith. This card, I mean, it's like, why not play 3 of it? You want to see it as much as you can. If you resolve this card with like a Pot of Greed or a Graceful or Nobleman in Graveyard, and you get Stupid Plus with it, it's definitely worth it. So you want to be running 3 of this. 2 is okay, 2 is fine, but I just like it at 3. So 1 Sangin Ob, 1 Sinister Ob, and Spirit Reaper is not so Ob, but this card's a good wall. It's a defense card and an offense card, offensive and defensive card, because you can wall up your opponent and he really can't do shit to get over it. Sort of like playing the 3rd Spy, but Spy doesn't peck a card out of your hand. I mean, if they just set a monster turn 1 and you open this and knock, you're going to be so fucking ahead already that unless you get Sinister out of their hand, it's looking great. And there's many times where you're on a top deck war and your opponent's got like a dead Chaos in hand or some shit or something they can't use, and you just, boom, get in for 300, knock it out of their hand. Pretty good. Triple Thunder Dragon, standard. Tribe Affecting Virus, pretty standard. 1 Tsukiyomi. 2, it gets cloggy, so you just need 1. This card right here, Book of Moon, it's an iffy card as well. It's pretty good. Obviously, Book of Moon is Book of Moon. Most of the time, it's really never a neg unless you're, like, super behind and you have to use it to protect yourself or something. But most of the time, you're going to be chaining this on people's rings, people's mirror forces. You're going to be flipping down your Fade, flipping down your Deco. All kinds of shit. Flip it down their monster, attack over it, save your monster. It's a book it, so if you have a Tsukiyomi in hand, great against the Warrior matchup. It's just a good card. You could play 2 of it, you could play none of it, you could play 3 of it, but I like it at 1. So, Delinquent Duo standard, Graceful Charity standard, MST heavy, double Nobleman, double Upstart Goblin, double Jar of Greed instead of triple. A lot of people have been going to 1 Jar of Greed, but I just like 2 of them. I mean, you set 2 of these turn 1, and your opponent's got heavy. 9 times out of 10, he's just going to fire the heavy because he thinks he's going to get plus, and boom. Or if you set this with 1 other trap card and they use heavy, you don't go neg no more because you get the Jar of Greed back, and they're literally just 1 for 1. So, pretty clutch card. 1 Mirror Force standard, double Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. Some people play Regeki Break, some people play Wing Blast. I like Wing Blast because I set them back a turn, I pretty much time seal them, and if you do this on end phase to a spell or trap card, it's pretty damn good. Especially Chaos monsters and shit, they like their graveyard. So let's say they like need a dark in the grave and they don't have like 2 darks and lights, and you Regeki break and you pop their dark, they could just drop a BLS or a Chaos Sorcerer next turn and just fuck you over. This card doesn't allow them to do that. It doesn't put it in the graveyard. It puts it back on top. And there are certain situations where the deck will get shuffled, so they don't even get the card draw. So it's literally the same thing as Regeki Break. It's just a way better card, in my opinion. Regeki Break is pretty good. I played Regeki Break way more than this card, to be honest. But I've been just playing this card recently, and it's been overperforming. So, triple Solemn and 1 Ring of Destruction. On to the side deck. Double Berserkerilla for the Warrior matchup. Bring in the monkey. He runs over everything. Maybe Zombira is questionable, a little better, but this guy can attack directly. He doesn't go down to 1900 when he kills a monster. And the only downside is that he is an earth and Zombira is a dark. But it is what it is. It's the same concept, but he stays a 2K and he just beats the fuck out of everything when he comes out. Runs over ninjas, runs over everything, crashes with Blade Knight. If you hit something with Zombira and they summon a Blade Knight, they can just run it over. If they top deck a Blade Knight, this one they have to at least crash it. They can't just run it over. Double Cyberstein for Monster Gate OTK decks. You bring this card out, and it's GG. You just bring out the Last Warrior from the different planet, or wherever the fuck Last Warrior from the different planet. It's called Warrior, the Last Warrior from another planet. Excuse me, that's what it's called. This card says neither player can summon monsters. So Monster Gate's dead. All their BLSs are dead. Defusion dead. Fucking Reasoning dead. Premature dead. Call the Haunted dead. Everything just dead. They can't summon anything. They can't do shit most of the time. Unless they Snatch Steal and you don't have MST, then it could get bad. But Scapegoat, they can't use it. You get the shit. So 1 Kaiku, I board this in when I play up against Chaos Turbo because double Kaiku is pretty clutch. It shits on the Chaos Monsters like I said before. Shits on a lot of different decks. 1800 beat stick. Gets the remove ship. Gets the Banish Sinister a lot of times. Double Mind Control, which is clutch because you play a lot of flip effect decks and shit. You play a lot of Chaos Turbo shit. This can also take their Chaos Monster and banish itself. Take their Decode, take their Spy, take their Faith, all kinds of shit. This card's really good. Also is a good game shot. If you got game and they got 1 monster, you just mind control it, attack for game. It's over. Double Mystic Walk for the Panda Burn. This card's pretty damn good. I put it in a lot against Panda Burn. Every time I play it, I put it in. And this card says tribute 1 monster and you gain attack or defense of that monster. So what you do is whenever they try to... you can clear your board with a Geometrio, which is great. You can, when they try to Snatch Steal your big shit, you can chain this, gain the life points. When they try to go for a kill shot with Secret Barrel, you could chain this. When they try to just desert you, you could chain this, gain the life points. It's pretty good. Double Saku, this is for the Warriors. They're going to be attacking a lot, so just double Saku is great. Torrential Tributes in the side deck, I had it in the main, but it's like a card that's only good if you're behind, and I never really want to be behind. So, I figured there's no point to really main it. I will side it, though. Maybe if I know I'm going first or something, put it in. Just as well as these Trap Dust Shoots. But Trap Dust Shoot's a good card. Obviously, you get to see your opponent's hand. If they don't have a monster, it sucks. But even if they don't have a monster, the knowledge alone is sometimes worth the -1. So when you're going first, you want to board those in. A lot of people are playing Decree and shit, so it kind of sucks. It does suck late game, but it is what it is. So that is the list. This is my Chaos Turbo Control deck. Tell me in the comments what you think. My girlfriend's laughing about it because I play a children's card game all day and night, 24/7. This is all I do. I don't have a job. I don't have nothing. I just play on the dueling book ladder. And to be honest, I think it's kind of paying off a little bit. Not really, but because I'm not getting shit. But I am doing pretty good. Let's see what place I'm in. Oh, that's advanced. Don't play none of that new shit. We play goats over here. In 5th place still with 1359. Let's fucking go. I am, what, 62 points ahead of Douglas Soulman or whatever the hell. So, yep, that being said, hit the like, hit the sub. Y'all have a good day or night. Peace out. Bye.